Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got a balanced rack. I'm not seeing a 7. I would have deboshed through a D. Okay, R and T look useful. Do I have a bingo? This rack with an R. So, be horsed, not good. Be shored. No. I guess B and H not massively helpful. How about a U? Be housed. I don't think that's good. B is one of those prefixes which sounds plausible in front of an awful lot of verbs. Now, T. No. Wow. Could I be missing one here right at the beginning? Well, not seeing it, so what to do? I guess play off H and B. So I have Hob for 17. What about playing that here? 22, that's better. Well, I draw all consonants. Not seeing a 7. Or an 8. Vendeuses is a 9-letter play. I've got the Ness ending with DEV, which isn't particularly helpful. So I'll be looking to play off the V. Brute takes an E, so I could play vend. I've got the un prefix. Nothing goes in front of hob. So what if vend is blocked? Which it may well be, I guess. Row E. Now, opponent plays in row E. Maze takes an A and an S in front. Nothing goes in front of Z. So I have vend and I'll keep both S's since I have no other consonants. Is this the right play? What does vend score in column 2? 34 points, an extra 15 points. That's worth having. Vend's for 34. Pretty good. This looks jolly close to a bingo. Do I have one? I would have decimine through an E. So I have that in row B at the moment. Not seeing a 7. Sanidine through the A. What about the U? No. Great, decimine remains available. Par takes an S in front. Do I really not have a 7 here? Don't think so. And decimine is going to provide a very easy scoring spot for opponent in row A. Do I have anything through the V? No. What about the T? I think although a play through the T would not even get doubled, it would be preferable to decimine because decimine is just going to give so much away. So this rack plus a T. Not seeing one. How about the U? No. What about the R? No, gosh. I hope I'm not missing something massive here. PA. No, OM doesn't look useful. So let me get this down. Decimine for 61. Pretty good. This looks jolly close to a bingo. Do I have one? I would have decimine through the R. No, gosh. I hope I'm not missing something massive here. PA. No, OM doesn't look useful. So let me get this down. Oh, wow, not good. What am I thinking of? I was jolly confident about that. Oh, wow. Well, that changes the complexion of this move. Just checking that I spelt it the way I wanted to, and I did. Could there be an anagram? Nope, not seeing it. 15 minutes on my clock. So let me revisit these floaters. I've got in as a prefix. I guess double I, double N. That's what's killing the bingoiness of this rack, even though it looks pretty good. So I can sort that out quite easily. In for 16. Now, surely I am bingoing this turn. So, I was just going to say I had steading. I do have readings in row G. What about this V? I have visage, but that's not a bingo. Not seeing anything with the V. 2E takes an S after it. So I have agonized. Double, double. Fantastic. Agonized for 90 points. Good grief. And look at this for a pickup. Absolutely fantastic. Looks jolly close to a bingo. Do I have one? Such a wide open board. If I have a 7, it will almost certainly play. I would have leaguers through an E. I'm just wondering about ragules, but I think it's just raguled with a D. Oh, wow. Opponent bingo straight back, so my lead just 18 points. And this E is not in the right spot for leaguers. It would need to be one square higher. Does leaguers have an anagram? Don't think so. Let me just check ragules. Not good. But is there a 7 here? I feel there could be. Well, let me consider the floaters in elixirs. This rack plus an L. No, how about an I? I guess G and U together aren't great. X? No, I already considered. A not available. V? Well, I'm not seeing a bingo. I could play vulgars for 36. That's not bad. Just coming back to the L. I don't think Ullagers is good. Gorillas is 2 L's. Well, I could be missing stuff in this game. So what about getting value? I've considered vulgars for a decent score, but what about getting value from the X? My U can go underneath it, but only an S goes underneath the I. So the best I can do is use for only 28, and I'm burning the S. So vulgars is better than that. What am I thinking of in terms of 7s here? So any other floaters I haven't considered? I don't think so. Let me come back to leaguers. Does that have an anagram? Don't think so. Let me come back to the I. Not seeing anything. So is vulgars best? It's pretty rack-wrecking. but it's going to give me a decent lead. Yeah, I am going with this. Oh wow, this is the risk you take when you go for big tile turnover. Very unbalanced rack, no scoring tiles, and not an easy rack to play through. There aren't many vowely words with the tiles on my rack. So opponent takes out the X. I guess I have aero on my rack. Does that play anywhere half decent? The I have agonized, another vowel, so not particularly useful. So I have aero down here. Only 13 points and a 3-vowel rack leave. Good grief. I think a G would be better, keeping EIOR. Which could be just the floater opponent needs. Can I do any better? What about doing something about this triple letter square? Can I obstruct it? What about aero here for 13? Well, the same problem of leaving all of these vowels on my rack. Is there anything better than add G in terms of burning more vowels? What about this? Lurie for 12, keeping a decent 2-letter set. But wow, E next to a double letter square, I don't think that's the play. 9 minutes on my clock, 43 tiles to come. Where are the floating consonants? So anything else through this L? I've got the IER ending. No. Well, I'm coming back to a G for 7. And I draw a blank. Fantastic. And the rest of the rack not too bad either. Scoring tile in the Y. Can I get that to play twice underneath the air? Well, opponent's gone there. Fortunately not bingoing, so I still hang on to a perilous lead. Do I have a bingo with this rack? Euthia through T or H. I'm not thinking I do have a bingo. What about the L? 8 minutes on my clock, not seeing one. So where can I get rid of Y and U and possibly the O as well? So anywhere for Y, O, U. Well, yes, because yeah is good. So U for 16. Fantastic. This looks jolly close to a bingo. I've got Hedgia, but I'm not sure there are many 7-letter lanes on the board. HU not good. A G takes nothing. 2 E's takes an M. I don't have a bingo there. Does this rack go with another E? It might, but that would be pretty low probability. Nothing is coming to mind. What about the L? Doesn't look useful. What does go in front of a U? G does, which I've got. Not seeing anything. M, N. I don't think Naya is good. Now, brand new floater in the L. Well, a more widely available L. Let me consider this rack plus an L. 8 minutes on my clock. So, not seeing anything so far. This rack plus an L, so that's the like prefix. That's ing as an ending. No, not seeing anything. So I was considering the U and Nea not good. And then Y. So I'm not seeing a bingo. What about, oh well, I've got R and A to consider. This could be a game in which I've missed multiple bingos. But they just have not been coming to mind. Drea through a D or an R. 6 minutes on my clock and 30 tiles to come, so I'm going to have to shape up. So I'm looking to burn the H just to get some score. Rego is good. Nothing then goes in front of the U. Wow, I'd really like to spend longer looking for a bingo with this rack. I feel there could be one. Let me just check Nea. No. Where can my H play? Just noticing that I've got Weyer. What does that look like? For 24. Quite tempting, it leaves all of the bingo lanes available apart from the one above you, which wasn't particularly useful, and it's scoring. I'm going with this. Now, what do I have? I have Fricadelle in column 15 onto the L, although that may well go. I think Calified is good, so I've also got a bingo in column 3. Oh wow, bingo for opponent takes the lead. But I do have Calified. Do I play that? I think so. What's going to look better? I don't have anything with this rack plus an S, which is the only tile going after XI. Anything through R and A is going to open row O in the same way as Calified does. Not a good pick, but not the worst either. Back to having a slender lead. Wow, remaining pool, pretty horrible. 8 vowels out of 19, so it's just about balanced, but 4 of the vowels are O's. And some big tiles to come, the J and the Q. Wow, fantastic. Opponent doesn't place one of those big tiles in row O. So what can I do? 8 tiles left. 8 points between us. Wow, that's close. I guess opponent could place his J between O and D, so quite tempting to do this. Wept for 30, keeping vowels, good vowels. Playing 2 out of P, W and V. And this is a pretty balanced 4-letter set, and giving nothing away and taking out this J spot. I'm going with this. Great, I dodged the Q. QV would have been wretched. I have Fauvir on my rack, which does play in column 12. Interesting, Favia takes an E, only one E to come. It also takes an L. Are there any hot? Oh wow, row H very hot for J and K. So I can play Vact in that spot. If opponent doesn't play in row H, I've got a big... Ooh, I don't have a K. Okay. That's not so big. But I have faced. Nothing. Well, mid is good. So I have Dev. That doesn't score very much. Wow, the J and Q are going to be critical. What do I have in row H using the V? Wow, if I had the K, Vact would have been massive. Well, I have Facade in that spot. Not that I particularly want to turn over a ton of tiles. The Q could be critical. There's only one I to come, no U's, no blanks, and no I's available on the board. There is a T for cat, but only one T. So I'm not seeing anywhere else for the Q to be played. If opponent has QI or if I have QI, is there anywhere for that? Not that I can see. Now I lead by 22 points. Okay, wow, opponent doesn't play J or Q. So 3 minutes on my clock. Lay takes an S, they've all gone. Favia, well, it is playable. But opponent could then play Jan. Now the K is still available for Jock, so I need to take this out. Opponent's taken out the caddy spot. Only 2 tiles in the bag. So is this the play? 39 points. I'm keeping a vowel. What? Opponent's drawn 3 tiles. I'm burning both A's. There's only 3 vowels to come, so what about doing faced in this spot, just to retain an A for this cat spot? I think that's worth doing. And vowels are more useful in the end game. J goes well with A and O. Am I about to draw J and Q? Well, let's find out. No, opponent has both of those. And what's he going to do with his Q? Or her Q? Not seeing any. If opponent can't play the Q, that could massively help my cause. Am I going out with this rack? I don't think so. And even if I'd played Facade, I wouldn't have an out. Only 2 minutes on my clock, so I don't have a lot of time. K and V don't go well together. Kiva is good. Okay. But I don't have to play out in a hurry because I think opponent is stuck with the Q. So I need to be mindful of the time. Ko for 21 doesn't give anything away, and in particular doesn't give a Q spot. Am I then going to go out with AVI? Via is good. Dev is good, but YI not. And I would like to plan an out in 2. Well, I don't want to get stuck with the V. I can't play the V under the J. 1 minute on my clock. Wow, Dev is good, but I'm not seeing anything down from that. I think I would like to get rid of the V first. Why don't I play Carver? Then I've got Io and Joe, and Oi and Yo. I'm guaranteed to go out, and wow, well, I win. I lead by 20 odd, 40 seconds left. I'm not setting up a Q spot. I think this guarantees the win. So where's best for I and O? Great opponent does not have a Q play. So 20 seconds left. I and O. I've got Oi and Yo for 9 points. Can I do better? Just scanning down the board. Dixie is good. 14 seconds left. Can't use the F. Yeah, let me get this down. And the final score, 387 to opponent, 438 to me, a winning margin of 51 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a game. That was a close ending. So it was opponent to go first, played Rut rather than Zax. Phew, this is the first of several racks where I felt I could have a bingo. I would have had deboshed through a D. Opponent didn't play one. I play Hob for 22. Yeah, and that's fine. Yeah, neither much better scores nor much better rack leaves available. Opponent plays Maze, and now I have Vens for 34, and I like it. Opponent plays Dob. Now, phew, no missed bingo here. This is where I bizarrely tried Desinine. 100% confident it was good. Desinent. That's it. That's what I was thinking of. So, Ivied, keeping double N. What do? I play in, and although this is 14 points less, it's in second position on this list. But look at this rack leave. DEINS is a super rack leave, and I think it is 14 points better than NNS. S is worth 8 to 10. N helps that, probably 10 to 12, but the second N massively drags it back, so this could be maybe 5 or 6. But DEINS, you're talking about 8 to 10, and all of these letters add to it, so I would say that this is probably at least 20, maybe about 20, so 20 versus 5, 15-point difference, only a 14-point difference in score. Opponent's rack plays 2E, and I have agonised for 90, double-double. Not too many other bingos available, I'm surprised. Paganised, D4, 9-letter play, and Readings, G8, from the R of Brute, and that is it. Wow. Now, opponent comes straight back with a bingo, so I don't get to establish a lead. But what about this rack? Phew, no missed bingo. Wow. Okay, so Vulgars, that was my play, and this gives me a 50-point lead. Opponent plays it, and I'm stuck with vowels, but I have a half a bingo lead. But look at this, still 43 tiles to come. Airy, that's nice. I was just thinking that this rack didn't generate any good vowel dumps, but Airy's in there. C12 plays parallel to agonised. I would have played that if I'd seen it. Instead, I play a G for 7. Opponent plays we, and now I draw the first blank, which is great. What do? I play U for 16, keeping EIR blank, and not many more points available, and EIR blank is the best rack leave here, so I like my play. Opponent plays Mitral, and now I think this is the final rack, which I thought there could be a bingo. Oh, Slayer through the L. Wow. Okay, so there is a bingo here, Slayer. It stops one square short of the triple word square. There are no S's to come, but there is a blank. So what do? I play Weyer for 24, keeping the blank, which is worth 25 to 30. So if Slayer is better than Weyer, it's only better by a small margin. And Slayer was massively volatile. And look at this. Opponent would have had Octants and Slayers. As it is, they have Octantal for 80 and a choice of other bingos, most of which are pretty obscure. So I trail, but I've got the blank. And I play Caliphite for 78, but H4, because of fit, deifical available, and that would have covered the double letter square, so that would have been a better play. And G4 pacified, same column. Then my play, and file card the anagram of fricadelle, also playable through this I, but delighted to get a bingo down. And opponent has the Q all the way in, so plays Bode. Now, Weaved available, 40 points, pretty good. I play Wept here, which doesn't make this list. But the remaining vowels, although it's almost balanced, the O is not a particularly useful vowel, certainly not with the Q unseen. And I've only got an A and an E, so I do like the rack leave after Wept. And also Weaved does provide access to this triple word square, so I still like Wept. Now, opponent with J and Q. Nowhere for the Q to go. Plays Lay. And wow, I lead by just 5 points with 2 in the bag. This was a close one. And I thought about Facade. I put it on the board, but then changed it to Faced because I thought the A could be useful for Cat. Now, opponent has J and Q, plays Jot. I lead by 20, and I think at this point opponent is stuck with the Q, so it's my game. I've drawn the precious I to deny opponent, and it's just a matter of how you go out, and pretty much any out sequence is going to win. And I was short on time, so I had very little time to try and find the highest scoring. D13, AKA and OK, but am I going out with IOV? I don't know. Whereas with Carver, for 18, I am definitely going out with IO. Opponent plays Nona, and then C9. I go L13 Oi for 9, but C9. Oi, Go and High available for 3 more points. And there we go, what a game. Super close, just 5 points between us with 2 tiles in the bag, and it all came down to the final distribution of the J and the Q, and sometimes those are just the tiles which you need to be able to score big and win, but the board did not have big J and Q spots, and opponent was landed with both of those and indeed stuck with the Q. So despite it being incredibly close with 2 tiles to go, once I had drawn those tiles, the game was won. But super exciting stuff. Many thanks to opponent for a good battle. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.